everyone! Welcome to PST Channel Game Story, movie style for your busy days. This time we present another JRPG game from Square Enix released some time ago, Octopath Traveler 1. Its gameplay is a turn-based battle system where the player controls 4 characters against the enemy. Many players are still attracted to this kind of system, including fans of the early Final Fantasy series. The story is dramatic with a plot twist, as is the unique style of Square Enix games. Let's see how this new adventure begins. The entire story begins in the land named Orsterra, a land created by the 13 gods. However, Galdera, the evil god who holds the power of death and hellfire, does not want to let living beings live freely. The other 12 gods join forces to fight and are led by Alfyn, the Flamebringer. They successfully seal Galdera in the afterworld, and Alfyn bestows the sacred flame to ward off darkness from this land henceforth. 1. Ophilia Clement, the Light of Faith. Chapter 1. The Beginning from the Flame. The story of Ophilia begins at Flame's Grace. She is an orphan from the war who was adopted by Archbishop Joseph and grew up with Leanna, his daughter. The two love each other and share a bond just like real sisters. The time arrives for the kindling ceremony, a pilgrimage to carry the sacred flame to light various cathedrals across the land. This duty was originally meant to be Leanna's. But tragedy begins when Archbishop Joseph falls critically ill. Leanna is afraid she won't be there for her father's final moments, so she doesn't dare to set out on the journey. Ophilia therefore decides to shoulder this duty of the flame bearer instead, so that Leanna can have time to care for her father.
I appreciate it, really. Don't start things you can't.
She travels to the Cave of Origin, defeats the Guardian, and successfully receives the first flame in a sacred lantern called Alfric's Lanthorn, before setting out into the world. Chapter 2. The Trial at Saintsbridge. Ophilia arrives at the town of Saintsbridge to perform the kindling ritual, but Bishop Bartolo informs her that the sacred flame in this town is waning. During that time, she meets a young boy named Daryl, who has become withdrawn and aggressive after losing his mother. He blames his friend for losing his mother's keepsake brooch. Ophilia understands the pain of loss well. She volunteers to help find the brooch, which requires fighting the monster that carried it away.
Nothing will fight. Not bad.
After the battle and a compassionate negotiation, Ophilia helps Daryl open his heart and reconcile with his friend. Her actions cause the sacred flame in the cathedral to blaze warmly once again, reflecting her gentle heart. Chapter 3. Darkness at Goldshore. The next station is Goldshore, but the ceremony must be halted when Bishop Donovan's daughter Lisa is kidnapped for blackmail. Here, Ophilia meets Matthias, a merchant with a benevolent demeanor who introduces himself humbly. He claims to be a close aide who the Archbishop trusts to help prepare supplies and necessities for this pilgrimage. His appearance, faithful-looking and full of kindness, makes Ophilia trust him, even though he doubts the sacred flame. Ophilia insists that people should have faith in order to overcome their suffering in the rough world. She doesn't notice that his smile hides an evil plan.
Thus ends your...
Ophilia storms the seaside cave and successfully rescues Lisa. Before dying, the bandits confess that the mastermind is the savior. When the mission is complete, Ophilia returns relieved and meets Liana waiting there. But the news leaving her sister's mouth is the worst news of all. Father has passed away. While Ophilia is grieving and at her weakest, Liana hands her the water to soothe her. But as soon as she drinks, her consciousness begins to fade. The last image she sees before the world goes dark is the image of her sister she loves most, stealing the sacred flame lantern from her hands with eyes full of pain, yet determination. The warmth of the reunion turns into the chill of betrayal in the blink of an eye. Chapter 4: The Light at the End. Ophilia wakes up and hurriedly chases Liana to the town of Whispermill, a village with a desolate atmosphere where the people reject the sacred flame. The truth is revealed that Matthias is the leader of the savior cult. He manipulated Liana's grief by promising to revive her father if she agrees to use the sacred flame to perform a ritual to awaken the evil god Galdera. Ophilia breaks through the siege to reach the ritual altar. Matthias turns the sacred flame into a black flame and prepares to sacrifice the villagers' lives. This confrontation is not easy. Matthias, having received power from Galdera, is stronger than any ordinary human can withstand. He summons violent black flames to attack madly and pressures Ophilia until she can barely resist. Her body is overwhelmed by wounds and exhaustion. The situation looks hopeless, as if the light is about to be completely swallowed by darkness. But in the moment she's about to be defeated, Ophilia decides to use words as her final weapon. She shouts to remind Liana, cutting through the sound of magic explosions, of a childhood memory when they found a dead bird and their father taught them. Life that passes never returns, but they live on in memories.
Time to close up shop!
When Liana regains her senses, the dark power weakens. Ophilia joins forces to successfully strike Matthias down. She brings back not only the sacred flame, but also the same old sister as well. Outro: The True Flame. Ophilia's journey begins as merely a substitute, but ends as a true light-bringer. She proves that the most sacred flame is not in the lantern, but in the heart that knows forgiveness. Because even the darkest fire of Galdera cannot defeat the light of love she gives to her sister. 2. Cyrus Albright, The Mystery of the Forbidden Tome. Chapter 1: The Twisted Truth. This chapter tells the story of Cyrus Albright, a handsome young professor at the Royal Academy in the city of Atlasdam. He is acknowledged as a genius, but is dense when it comes to love. One day, the peace in his library ends when an important forbidden book named From the Far Reaches of Hell disappears from the secret archives. Cyrus investigates until he finds that Russell, a scholar with gambling debts, is the one who stole it. But when he follows to reclaim it, he only gets half the book back. The most important part has been torn away.
I appreciate it, really. And that's that.
Misfortune repeats itself. At that moment, Cyrus is suspended by Headmaster Yvonne, the director of the Institute, citing rumors of an affair between him and his student, Princess Mary. Although Cyrus denies it, Yvonne insists he leave the Institute to preserve the reputation of the royal family. In truth, this is just an excuse to kick Cyrus out of the way. Cyrus therefore views this crisis as an opportunity. He decides to set out to find the missing part of the book and prove his innocence. Chapter 2: The Underground Secret at Quarry Crest. Clues lead Cyrus to travel to find Odette, an old senior expert in magic at the town of Quarry Crest. There, he must get involved in a missing persons case that villagers rumor to be a curse. But with the eyes of a scholar, Cyrus does not believe in superstition. He tracks traces until he finds a secret passage to the underground sewers. What awaits him is a horrifying sight. A strange magic circle and corpses of people drained of blood to extract crimson magic crystals called blood crystals. Cyrus must face Gideon, the overseer of this twisted ritual.
Flames, burn this away. The show is over.
But Cyrus is able to knock him down and finds a crucial piece of evidence Gideon left behind. It is a research notebook sent directly to Headmaster Yvonne, the former boss he respected. The truth becomes clear. His expulsion from the Institute was no accident, but a silencing of someone who knew the secret. Chapter 3: The Madness of the Headmaster. Cyrus storms Yvonne's birthplace in the city of Stoneguard to expose the truth. But he blunders into Yvonne's trap and is imprisoned. Fortunately, another student of his named Therese secretly follows to save him just in time. When cornered, Headmaster Yvonne decides to reveal his true colors. He wants to use the power of the blood crystals to make himself immortal. So he swallows the blood crystal until his body transforms into a rampaging monster. The battle with the former headmaster is fierce. Yvonne, devoid of consciousness, swings destructive magic at everything in his path. But ultimately, his human body could no longer support the cursed power.
Onward, great inferno, the land. Thus ends your...
Yvonne's body disintegrates. Before dying, all evidence points to the true puppeteer, his close female assistant named Lucia. Chapter 4: The Gate of Finis. Cyrus chases Lucia to mysterious ancient ruins hidden in Duskbarrow. There, he finds a secret library storing forbidden books that vanished 15 years ago. Lucia appears, mocking Cyrus for clinging to morals so much he cannot reach the essence of magic. She reveals her true goal is creating a perfect blood crystal, and she has succeeded.
I summon Vanguard!
Lucia uses the perfect blood crystal to transform herself into a demon even more powerful than Yvonne. But thanks to Cyrus's knowledge and wit, he is able to see through her attack patterns and use his magic to take her down successfully without falling to the darkness. Outro: Knowledge to Protect. When the complete copy of From the Far Reaches of Hell is retrieved, Cyrus decodes the content until he discovers a terrifying truth about this world. This book does not just record black magic, but it records how to break the seal of the 12 gods, the seal of the Gate of Finis that imprisons the power of life and death. Cyrus realizes this knowledge is too dangerous to be lost or to fall into the hands of evil people. He decides to return to Atlasdam and write a new textbook, not to hide the secret, but to spread correct knowledge, preparing humanity to handle the threat that may come in the future. 3. Primrose Azelheart, The Dance of Vengeance Under Dark Power. Chapter 1: The Cage of Sunshade. This chapter tells the story of Primrose Azelhart, a young woman whose front is merely a dancer in a shabby tavern in the city of Sunshade, who must endure the abuse of Helganish, a cruel employer. But in truth, she is the daughter of the fallen noble Azelhart family. 10 years ago, her father was brutally murdered before her eyes by 3 mysterious men with crow tattoos. Primrose therefore sacrificed her dignity and endured living in the lowest point just to wait for an opportunity for revenge. Finally, that day arrives. A man with a crow tattoo appears at the tavern. Primrose tries to follow but is blocked by Helganish. Her close friend, named Yusufa, risks her life to help create a diversion so Primrose can follow the target. But the reward for loyalty is death.
I honor you, my friend.
Helganish murders Yusufa in cold blood. Primrose's patience snaps. She murders Helganish to liberate herself from her shackles and steps fully onto the path of bloodshed. Chapter 2: The Den of Thieves at Stillsnow. Clues from the mysterious man lead her through a snowstorm to the town of Stillsnow, which hides dark secrets. Primrose investigates until she finds a secret route to the luxurious mansion that is behind a brothel and a national-level human trafficking ring. There, she meets the first target, Rufus, the left wing, one of the men with the crow tattoo. He is entertained by the suffering of women. Primrose does not hesitate to kill him.
Thus ends your...
After the battle ends, Rufus confesses before dying that her family was destroyed because her father knew too much about the organization named Obsidians, and her next target is at her hometown, Noblecourt. Chapter 3: Betrayal at Noblecourt. Primrose travels back to Noblecourt, the hometown full of painful memories. Here she meets Simeon, a former gardener and childhood friend she once trusted most. He was the only one who comforted her in dark days. Meeting Simeon again is like water soothing her dry heart. Primrose investigates further until she finds Albus, the right wing, the second man with a crow tattoo, who was her father's own close soldier. Albus mocks that he chose the winning side for survival.
Thunder! Ring out! The show is over.
But after Primrose takes Albus down, the cruelest truth is revealed when Simeon walks in and stabs a knife into her back. Simeon reveals his true colors. He is the leader of the Obsidians and is the third crow she has been looking for. He is the one who killed her father, and the kindness he showed her was just to mess with her head like a scene in a play. Simeon leaves Primrose barely alive to challenge her to follow and close the curtain on this live drama at his theater. Chapter 4: The Final Act. Primrose drags her body, injured in both body and mind, to the city of Everhold, where Simeon awaits her on the stage of a grand theater. He has written a new play based on Primrose's pathetic real life to mock her in front of the audience. On that stage, Simeon asks her, "What is this vengeance worth?" He tries to emphasize pushing Primrose to sink into despair so that his tragedy play is perfect. But Primrose no longer plays by his script. She loudly declares the Azelhart family motto, "Faith shall be my shield."
I summon Valgard! Time to close up shop!
The final battle on the stage proceeds fiercely. Simeon uses acting skills to try and provoke Primrose to stab his chest with daggers. But with a resolute mind above vengeance, Primrose performs a dance of death, closing the curtain on the life of the mad director successfully amidst the empty applause of the abandoned theater. Outro, after the curtain falls. When the revenge ends, Primrose travels to visit her father's grave. She lays down her knife and announces her success. But what she discovers is not joy. It is the emptiness that eats away at her heart. The enemies are all dead, but her loved ones do not return. Primrose realizes that revenge does not fill what is missing, but life must go on. She decides to set out again, not as the noble daughter seeking revenge, but as Primrose, the free dancer who will live on with faith in her own heart. 4. Tresa calls Leon, the travelogue of the little merchant. Chapter 1. The Priceless Treasure. This chapter tells the story of Tresa Calzione, a young girl from the port town of Rippletide who grew up in a merchant family. She dreams of going out to see the wide world, but she is still circling around selling goods in her parents' small shop. One day, her town is raided by a group of pirates led by Mick and Mac, who steal goods. Tresa does not let anyone take advantage. She storms into the pirates' den alone to reclaim the goods.
You got more than you bargained.
Her bravery catches the eye of Captain Leon Bastrel, a legendary former pirate king who has turned into a merchant. Leon is impressed by her spirit, so he allows her to choose one treasure from his ship as a reward. Instead of choosing expensive paintings or gems, Tresa chooses an old notebook that has no monetary value, but it records a mysterious traveler's adventures to the ends of the world. That notebook sparks a dream in her heart. Tresa decides to say goodbye to her parents and sets out on a journey to fill the remaining pages with her own story. Chapter 2. Commercial Rivals at Quarry Crest. Tresa travels to the mining town of Quarry Crest, where the gold is worth more than morality. She meets Ali, a young merchant with a sharp tongue, who is her commercial rival. The two compete to sell goods fiercely, but then they have to face a common enemy, Morlock, the bloodthirsty mine owner who oppresses labor and monopolizes trade. Morlock tries to use the power of money and force to threaten Tresa and Ali, but Tresa proves that a merchant's credit is not measured in money, but in honesty.
May the sacred flame shine forth!
The flame guides us. She teams up with Ali to overthrow Morlock's dark power and successfully drive him out of town. Ali becomes a close friend and rival who promises to meet her again at the grand auction. Chapter 3. Memories in the Gem. The journey following the notebook leads her to meet Captain Leon again at the town of Victor's Hollow. Here, Leon reveals a painful past regarding Balthazar, his best friend and pirate rival, who died in a storm during a race with him. Feeling guilty for not being able to defeat his friend in the race, Leon fixes Balthazar's ship and lives out his friend's dream of becoming a traveling merchant, since the aim of finding gold as a pirate felt meaningless. Tresa helps him realize that the treasure Balthazar sought was not gold, but to find his joy as a merchant, collecting treasure around the world and uniting people, a goal which is now being continued by Captain Leon. When the knot in his heart is unlocked, Leon hands the precious gem Eldrite to Tresa for her to use as a ticket into the grand auction, the Grand Port Auction. Chapter 4. The Historic Auction. Tresa travels to Grandport to participate in the greatest auction in the world. But before the event starts, the important notebook is stolen by a female thief named Esmeralda. Tresa and Allie must join forces to chase her until they can reclaim it.
I summoned the Feldon to take merchants! Time to close up shop!
Finally, the auction begins. Everyone's goal is to present their most precious gift to the daughter of the billionaire. Tresa decides to do something no one expects. Instead of using the Eldrite gem to bid, she offers her own travel notebook. She reasons that for a girl who hasn't gone anywhere, like the billionaire's daughter, no treasure is more valuable than the inspirational and adventurous stories of the wide world. The overwhelming victory falls to Tresa. Outro, the true owner of the notebook. After the event ends, a mysterious man comes to talk and reveals the truth that the original owner of that notebook is a man named Graham Crossford, a great traveler, and this notebook is a crucial legacy that will link everyone's fate together in the end. Tresa smiles at her success. She didn't just sell goods for profit, but she discovered her own treasure, the experience and the journey that is priceless. She therefore steps forward to write the next chapter of her life as a supreme merchant. 5. Therion, the thief who reclaimed faith. Chapter 1. Trap in the Manor. This chapter tells the story of Therion, a skilled master thief who works alone and never trusts anyone. He travels to the city of Boulderfall to challenge the security system of the Ravas family manor, rumored to be impenetrable. Therion uses his skills to sneak in until he successfully reaches the treasure room. But what awaits him is not gold, but an old butler named Heathcote who reads his game completely.
You're two. Don't start things you...
Heathcote sets a trap and places a fool's bangle on Therion's wrist, a bracelet that can never be removed unless there is a key. Lady Cordelia Ravas, the owner of the manor, offers him a deal. If he wants freedom, he must find the dragon stones, 3 pieces of family heirlooms that were stolen, and return them all. Therion has no choice, so he reluctantly accepts this job and sets out to find clues to the first gem. Chapter 2. The Mad Researcher. The first clue leads him to Noblecourt, where a mad researcher named Orlick is obsessed with experimenting with the power of the Ruby Dragonstone. Therion must use his skills of information gathering and lockpicking to infiltrate the secret laboratory. He finds that Orlick is using the stone's power to create magical weapons.
Time to steal the show. Don't start things you can't.
Therion intervenes and takes Orlick down before snatching the first red stone back successfully. But his mission still has a long way to go. Chapter 3. Wounds from the Past. The search for the second stone, the Emerald Dragonstone, leads him to the black market in the town of Wellspring. But when he arrives, he finds the stone has been snatched right under his nose by a man in a black hat. And the second he sees that man's face, Therion's most painful memories flood back. That man is Darius, the former partner he once loved and trusted most. The person who, 10 years ago, pushed him down into hell just to survive. Darius, who has now become the leader of an influential bandit gang, mocks Therion that he is still a stray dog as before, and sends his top henchman Gareth to deal with him before escaping with the stone. Although Therion is able to defeat Gareth, the mental wound that has been opened again causes him to start wavering.
A tempest of ice shall rage. Not bad.
Chapter 4: The Conclusion of the Traitor. Therion hunts Darius to his main lair at the city of Northreach, where Darius possesses the gold dragon stone, the final stone. Just as Therion is about to storm in alone, Heathcote appears to help and reveals that in the past, he too was a thief and understands this path well. Receiving help from someone who should be an enemy causes the wall in Therion's heart to start crumbling. Therion storms in to face Darius again. Darius tries to use the power of the dragon stones to increase his own power, but a mind full of greed makes him unable to control the power. Therion uses that opportunity to attack and defeat his former partner.
I summon Balthazar! Time to close up shop!
In his final moments, Darius tries to scramble and beg for help from his subordinates, but he is betrayed by his own men and left to die alone. Karma for the one who betrayed a friend. Therion watches with empty eyes before collecting the stones. Outro: Freedom and the Shadow That Remains. When returning to the Ravus Manor, Therion returns all 3 stones to Cordelia and demands the key to unlock the bangle. But Heathcote reveals the truth that this bangle was never locked from the start. It was merely a test of heart to see if Therion would run away or keep his promise. Cordelia thanks him sincerely and says that trust is something given to each other, not something to be exchanged. Therion takes off the bangle and walks away with a faint smile. Although he is still a wandering thief, his heart is no longer lonely. However, before the thief's shadow fades away, Heathcote hints at a terrifying truth. These dragonstones are not just precious ornaments, but they are the keys sealing the Gate of Finis, the gate to hell that the Ravus family has the duty of protecting for generations. Therion's act of returning the keys did not just help the Ravus family, he also unknowingly saved this world from potential disaster. 6. Olberic Eisenberg, the Unbending Blade. Chapter 1: The Masterless Sword. This chapter tells the story of Olberic Eisenberg, a great former knight and owner of the title Unbending Blade of the Kingdom of Hornburg that fell. 8 years ago, in the war to defend the kingdom, he was betrayed by the comrade in arms he trusted most, named Erhard. Erhard murdered King Alfred right before his eyes, causing Hornburg to be defeated and collapse. Olberic survived, but lost everything: his master, his hometown, and the meaning of living. Currently, he hides and lives a simple life in the village of Cobblestone, under the name Berg, serving as a village guard. Until one day, a group of bandits invades and kidnaps a young boy, Philip. Olberic is forced to reveal his hidden sword skills to rescue the child.
And that's that.
While in that bandit's den, he hears a familiar name, Erhard, the traitorous former friend he still remembers. The fire of suspicion is lit again. He decides to set out to find Erhard and ask for the reason for the betrayal that day. Chapter 2: King of the Arena. Clues lead Olberic to Victor's Hollow, the city of fighters, to find Gustav, a former soldier who might know Erhard's whereabouts. But to reach Gustav, he must prove his skills in the arena of the Grand Tourney first. Olberic has to polish his rusty sword skills again. He climbs from the qualifying rounds, defeating many skilled fighters, until he faces Gustav, the Black Knight, in the final round.
Where's the nearest tavern?
After a fierce sword duel, Olberic is the victor. Gustav acknowledges his skill and tells the truth that Erhardt lives in the town of Wellspring and is also suffering from the past, just like Olberic. Chapter 3: Crossing Swords for an Answer. Olberic travels to Wellspring and finds that Erhardt is not the bad person he thought. He has become a head guard who protects the townspeople from monsters to atone for his sins. When the two face each other, Erhardt confesses that he destroyed Hornburg out of resentment, knowing that the king left his hometown to be burned. But ultimately, he found that revenge holds only emptiness. Olberic does not draw his sword to kill Erhardt, but challenges him to a duel to liberate both of them from the past. Swords clashing replace 1,000 words.
With each battle,
When the battle ends, Olberic not only forgives his old friend, but he also gains an answer for himself. He no longer holds the sword for a king, but holds the sword to protect the people he cares about. Erhardt is moved and reveals the final clue that the true mastermind who hired them to destroy Hornburg is a man named Werner, who now rules the city of Riverford. Chapter 4: The Dictator of Riverford. Olberic heads to Riverford, a city falling under the dictatorial rule of the cruel Werner. He rules with fear, arresting townspeople who disagree and burning them alive. Olberic cooperates with the resistance group held by Harold to plan to seize power back. While the resistance forces create a diversion, Olberic storms into the castle alone to deal with the snake's head.
I summon Battle Time to close up shop.
He faces Werner in the final duel. Werner mocks that he destroyed Hornburg to seek a greater power. Olberic uses the unbending blade swordsmanship without hesitation to strike and defeat Werner successfully. Before dying, Werner leaves a final riddle. The collapse of Hornburg was merely the first step to open the way to the Gate of Finis, where the power of death sleeps. Outro: The Meaning of the Sword. Olberic liberates Riverford successfully, but he knows the mission is not over. Werner's words serve as a reminder of the threat that is creeping in. Olberic therefore decides to hold his sword even firmer, not as a knight serving a king, but as a guardian who will stand to protect this world from the coming shadow. 7. Alfyn Greengrass, brewing potions with heart. Chapter 1: The Apothecary's Vow. This chapter tells the story of Alfyn Greengrass, a kind-hearted apothecary from the village of Clearbrook who holds the motto, "I will treat anyone, no matter who they are or if they have money or not." This inspiration occurred when he was young. He was critically ill and dying, but received help from a mysterious traveler who gave him a magical potion without charging a single cent. Alfyn grew up taking that man as a role model. He decides to say goodbye to his best friend Zeph and sets out on a journey to use his knowledge of potion brewing to help people all over the world, hoping deep down to meet his role model again. Chapter 2: Two Sides of Medicine. The journey brings him to meet the first test at Goldshore. He faces Vanessa, a female apothecary who uses knowledge in the wrong way. She pretends to cure patients only temporarily, so the disease relapses and she can then charge outrageous treatment fees. Alfyn cannot bear to see sick people used as tools to make money. He investigates the ingredients and brews a potion that truly cures in order to expose Vanessa successfully. This event reinforces his belief that apothecaries have a duty to save lives, not to rake in profits. Chapter 3: The Wound of Faith. But the real world is not always beautiful. At the city of Saintsbridge, he meets Ogun, a wandering apothecary with excellent skills but a cold attitude. Ogun warns Alfyn that some lives are not worth saving. Alfyn rejects that concept and insists on saving the life of Miguel, a critically injured man whom everyone abandoned. But when Miguel recovers, he reveals his true colors as a thief and a brutal murderer. Miguel betrays Alfyn by taking a child hostage to extort money.
Thus ends your...
Alfyn is forced to murder the patient he just saved with his own hands in pain. This event shakes his heart violently. Could what Ogun said be the truth? Or does being a good person have no place in this world? Chapter 4: Potion for the Heart. Alfyn carries his confusion to the town of Orwell, which is experiencing an epidemic. He meets Ogun again, but this time Ogun is falling critically ill and refuses treatment. Ogun tells of a bitter past. He once saved a thief's life out of ethics, but that thief went back and killed his own wife. After that, he met that thief again, living with his own family. Ogun was consumed by anger and killed the thief. Guilt ate away at Ogun's heart until he chose to let himself die to atone for his sin. Alfyn sees the meaning of Ogun's words worth saving, but if he lets Ogun die, he will lose himself forever. Alfyn decides to abandon his hesitation and uses the supreme potion brewing technique he learned from his childhood benefactor to create an elixir to save Ogun's life. Outro: The Benefactor's Name. When Ogun wakes up, he remembers the taste and formula of this potion accurately. It is the potion formula of the same man who once saved Alfyn. Ogun reveals that man's name is Graham Crossford.
But why'd you save me? We ain't got no money, you know.
A great traveler who saved people for a simple reason. Because there is someone in a bind, so he helps out. Simple as that.
In a bind, and I helped him out. Simple as that.
This discovery allows Alfyn to untangle the knot in his heart. He realizes that although the world is cruel and there are bad people mixed in, saving lives is never wrong. Alfyn and Ogun go to visit Graham's grave to pay respects to their mentor before Alfyn sets out again with a firmer heart, without knowing that the name Graham Crossford will be the key to unlocking the final secret of this world. 8. Honnet, the huntress who hunts legendary beasts. Chapter 1: The Hunter's Promise. The final chapter tells the story of Honnet, a skilled huntress from the village of Swarky, who is a descendant of the Beast Tamers clan. She grew up with Zonta as both a master teaching hunting skills and an adoptive father whom she respects and loves. 1 year ago, Zonta received an important mission from the knights to eliminate a legendary beast named Red-Eye. But after that, news of him went silent, leaving only a final letter filled with worry. One day, Honnet notices strange behavior in wild animals, and Hagen, her master's trusty wolf, runs back to the village alone with a frightened demeanor. Her hunter's instinct tells her that something bad has happened to her master. Honnet decides to leave her home forest along with Linde, her trusty leopard, to search for Zonta. Chapter 2: The Curse of Stone. Hagen leads her to the city of Stoneguard, where she finds traces of a violent battle deep in the forest and a sight that nearly breaks her heart. The body of Master Zonta stands tall in the middle of the forest, but his body has turned into stone almost entirely. Beside him, there is a letter left behind, stating that Red-Eye's most terrifying ability is petrification. The only person who can cure this curse is a seer named Susanna. Zonta sacrificed himself to buy time and warn future generations. Honnet makes a vow in front of her master's stone body that she will be the one to take Red-Eye's head to break the curse and bring him back. Chapter 3: The Dragon Trial. Honnet travels to find Susanna at the town of Stillsnow to ask for a way to break the curse. Susanna says the only way is killing the Red-Eye. Protecting Honnet from Red-Eye's ability requires a rare herb named Herb of Grace, which grows in the nest of a ferocious dragon. Honnet heard about the dragon from her master, but never believed it. Zonta told her to find her own unbelievable legend and tell him he would believe her unconditionally. Honnet storms into the dragon's nest and fights the dragon, a beast that breathes fire, burning everything. The battle rages fiercely between dragon claws and the huntress's arrows until finally, Honnet is able to take the dragon down.
Time to steal the show. Don't start things you can't.
And bring the herb back to Susanna to brew the potion successfully, while receiving a final warning. Be careful, Red-Eye is no ordinary beast. Chapter 4: The Final Hunt at Marsalim. Clues lead her to the grim sand ruins in the desert of Marsalim, where Red-Eye is hiding. The beast radiates a murderous aura until small and large animals in the area go berserk. Honnet faces Red-Eye, a twisted-looking monster with terrifying crimson eyes. But what makes Honnet most dread-filled is not its ferocity, but her own feeling. Normally, Honnet can communicate with or read the minds of wild animals. But with Red-Eye, she cannot sense any beast nature at all. It feels like a lump of soulless rage.
Ringhill, fight for this. I honor thee, my
The battle to decide fate begins. Honnet must dodge the petrifying gaze and barrage arrows into the vital points with precision until, finally, the giant body of Red-Eye falls and disintegrates. The curse is broken. Outro: The Hidden Truth. Honnet rushes back to find Zonta and discovers that the stone curse has been lifted. Her master has come back to life. The two hug with joy and promise each other to return to live a peaceful life in their hometown. But deep down, Honnet is still bothered by the feeling when she killed Red-Eye. It did not howl like a wild beast, but it sounded like a scream of torture from a human. And her hunch is correct. because Red-Eye was not a beast by birth, but he was the twisted form of Graham Crossford, the man who wrote Tresa's notebook and saved Alfyn, who was modified by black magic, and his death is the true beginning of the Gate of Finis. Final chapter, The Destination of Fate, the Gate of Finis. When the personal missions of the 8 heroes end, fate brings them together again at the point where every story converges, starting with a young boy named Kit, who sets out to find his missing father. He receives an invitation from a mysterious young woman to travel to the ruins of Hornburg, claiming she will take him to meet his dead father. The 8 heroes, hearing the news and sensing a bad omen, hurry to follow. And right there, they find the Gate of Finis, an ancient dimensional gate standing open, along with the one behind all the chaos, Lilac. Lilac reveals her true identity. She is an immortal witch and the manipulator of all the terrible events on the continent of Orsterra over the past decades. Whether it was the founding of the Savior cult by Matthias, the slave trade of the Obsidians group, or the research into forbidden magic by Yvonne, all of this was done for a single goal: to gather dark energy to break the seal of the evil god Galdera, imprisoned within this gate. Lilac is behind the disappearance of Dragonstones and the collapse of Hornburg. She destroyed Hornburg because in the past, the great sorcerer named Odin Crossford used the power of Dragonstones to seal the Gate of Finis. After that, Odin Crossford collaborated with King Beowulf I and helped him found Hornburg. King Beowulf entrusted Dragonstones to his loyal knight, the first Lord Ravis. In that second, the saddest truth is revealed. The father Kit has been searching for all along is actually Graham Crossford, the man who owned the notebook that inspired Tresa and was the apothecary benefactor who once saved Alfyn's life as a child. Years ago, Graham was tricked by Lilac into coming here to use his body as a vessel to summon the evil god. But Graham's mind was too strong to submit. He had Kit to protect against Lilac plan. He resisted the ritual until his body could not withstand the dark power and transformed into a mad monster, fleeing into the forest to become the legendary beast named Red-Eye, which Hornet slew, releasing his soul. When the first plan failed, Lilac turned to use the remaining bloodline, which is Kit, Graham's son, instead. She sacrifices Kit's body and successfully pulls Galdera the Fallen. The god of death and destruction, out of the afterworld. A massive shadow figure appears above the Gate of Finis, preparing to swallow the entire world into darkness. The 8 heroes have no choice but to fight. But the power of humans alone cannot irritate the skin of a god. However, they do not fight alone. During their past journeys, they have paid respects and passed trials at various sacred shrines, allowing their bodies to support the power of the 12 divine gods who once sealed Galdera in the past. The battle proceeds fiercely, shaking the heavens and earth. The heroes combine their powers to attack the weak point in Galdera's soul, which has not yet fully integrated with the vessel body.
魔剣士バロガーよ。狂乱よ、巻き起これ。狂乱よ、巻き起これ。
アルターウェイト。アルターウェイト。
Until finally, they are able to sever the connection between the evil god and Kit. Galdera's form screams in agony before being sucked back into the void and sealed once again. As for Lilac, who tries to intervene, she is destroyed along with her evil ambition. When the darkness fades, warm sunlight shines down on Orsterra once again. Kit regains consciousness and learns the truth about his father. He thanks the heroes. Even though his father is gone, Graham's will still lives on in Tresa's notebook and in Alfyn's medical skills. Finally, the story of the long journey comes to a conclusion. The 8 heroes separate to follow their own paths. Ophilia returns to serve the sacred flame. Cyrus returns to pass on knowledge. Tresa sets out to continue trading, while the others return to live the lives they chose. Although the paths ahead separate, the bond of friendship from saving the world together will be inscribed in history and in their hearts forever. Did you enjoy the story? If this inspires you to pick up the game and dive in, amazing! And if you're still deciding, or time and budget are tight, that's exactly why PST exists. We'll bring you the complete story, told like a movie, so you can feel the adventure as if you played it yourself. No pressure, no missing out, just the heart of the game when you need it. Seek the story, watch PST. Let me know in the comments below. Your feedback is warmly welcomed and truly shapes what comes next. Thanks for watching!